The LA Chargers have to fly east for their wild card showdown. Should expect to hear some old Aubrey Graham during warm-ups. That's because they take on the new kings of the AFC South.
Dobbs is hit from behind. The ball's out. They're calling this a fumble at the moment, and the return by Allen for the touchdown.
Started from the bottom, now they're here. Started from the bottom, now the whole team's here.
Great job, boys. This is fun. Winning is fun.
And not only is LA facing a team that pulled off the worst to first feat, they get a Jacksonville Jaguars club barreling into the playoffs on a 5-game winning streak.
Dobbs airs it out. Burks, the target, he's picked.
This contest is a complicated case. Lots of ins, lots of outs, a lot of strands to try and sort through. This is two young QBs, both starting their first playoff games. Trevor Lawrence on one side, 25 touchdowns against 8 INTs this season, 241 yards per game, mid-90s rating.
Look, you got to play with confidence, right?
Oh, I got you. I got you.
Play with confidence.
Yeah.
We got plenty of time. We're all over it. Let's go. Come on, go win it.
On the other side, another nice head of hair. Feels like Zoolander all of a sudden. Justin Herbert, 25 TDs, 10 INTs, very similar to Lawrence. 93.2 rate, also alike. Also has played better as the year wound down, but he's not as broad.
The most passing yards through 3 seasons in the history of the NFL.
If LA is having its way, Herbert will be utilizing Keenan Allen, Mike Williams, Joshua Palmer, Austin Ekeler, maybe a little Gerald Everett. They don't have anyone named Jimmy, but their pass-catching group runs deep. Allen is the key, fires out of the slot a lot these days. Herbert is at his best when Allen is on the field and healthy.
Herbert fires. He's got Allen again at the 5. Touchdown!
On the outside, Palmer, 700-plus yards. Williams, 800-plus as well.
3rd and 11, and Herbert has it to Mike Williams for a first down.
But track his status. He suffered an injury last week. Unclear how bad it is right now. So what kind of corners are they up against? Allen may have the best matchup with Trey Herndon, a 112.6 rating allowed. Palmer and Williams, if he plays, have it tougher. Cornerback Darius Williams holding it down to a 70.8 rating, Tyson Campbell 75.9. They're the reason the Jaguars are holding wide receivers overall to a 90 rating. Plenty respectable.
Fires. That ball is going to be intercepted.
Another key battle in the passing game. We've got the second best defense against pass-catching running backs versus the best pass-catching back in the game. Austin Ekeler, over 100 catches in 2022.
God, we got to get in the end zone, man.
The Jags, they haven't allowed one passing touchdown to a running back, 3 INTs, holding them to the second lowest rate in the NFL.
Bill's going to go play action, side steps, and it's incomplete.
The Jaguars' soft spot in pass defense is tight end, like really soft. 119.3 rating allowed to the position. That's one of the highest. 7 touchdowns against just 1 pick.
Fires that way into the end zone. High pointing the ball is Jelani Woods. He's got it. Touchdown!
Herbert can take advantage of that weakness. He has Gerald Everett. He's not the focal point usually, but over 550 yards in 2022. How much time will all those battles have to play out? Chargers are middle of the pack in sacks taken, but have allowed a plus 30 pressure rate, which is not good. And while Jacksonville's pass rush doesn't always make it home, they spend a lot of time in the neighborhood. Plus 30 pressure rate, they planted Joshua Dobbs 4 times and hit him 13 times in week 18. They'd take that again this week, all week long.
Dobbs is sacked, brought down by Robertson Harris.
The pass rush versus O-line battle will be just as beefy the other way around. The Jaguars' Pink Floyd Lawrence has to hope his tackles can keep Khalil Mack and Joey Bosa at bay long enough for him to do his thing. Most games, Lawrence has received pretty good protection. They're top 5 in sacks allowed. They gave up less than 2 a game this year.
Caught for the touchdown! Pro Bowl him!
Mack has 8 sacks this season, most collected without Bosa. Bosa, hoping he didn't re-injure his groin, had a QB takedown last week, but he left that game hurt. If he and Mack were at full strength, it could present more problems for Lawrence than Mr. Hand did.
Here is a sack by Khalil Mack. That'll be the 4th of the night.
When Lawrence has time, Marvin Jones is the X-Factor guy, over 500 yards in 2022. The primary wideouts, Christian Kirk over 1,100 yards, 8 TDs.
Lawrence to the end zone, and Kirk holds on for the touchdown. That's the guy right there.
Zay Jones over 800 yards for him.
Has a man. Jones is open. He's got it inside the 10, diving for the end zone. Touchdown.
Chargers versus wide receivers, holding them to an 88.4 rating, 14-10 TD to INT ratio. Thank you for those numbers, Michael Davis. He's locking dudes up. 71.4 rating against, a nice 15 passes defense.
Michael Davis was one of the step-up players for the Los Angeles Chargers.
Chargers play versus tight ends also in healthy shape, holding them to an 87 rating. Nice having Derwin James back there.
Let's go. I got your back, bro. I got your back. I got your back. Let's go, baby. Oh, give me 2.
James will be keeping tabs on Evan Engram, who had a great 2022, over 70 catches, over 750 yards.
That ball is going to be caught for the touchdown by Evan Engram.
Most lopsided matchup of the game when Travis Etienne gets handed the ball. He's rushed for over 1,100 yards on the year and has a 5.1 yard per carry average.
He's into the open field, 15, 10, 5, touchdown, Travis Etienne.
Chargers defense, a running back's dream. 5.6 yards per carry allowed to backs, almost a half yard worse than the next worst. Last week versus Latavius Murray, 103 yards, 6.9 a run, a touchdown. It's like that almost every week with them.
A pitch to Murray. Latavius Murray with the touchdown.
In fact, it was that way when these two teams played back in Week 3. Jacksonville still had James Robinson. He went for 100 yards. Etienne went for 45. The Jaguars blew the Chargers out 38-10.
He's got it in more. 40, 35. Touchdown on 4th down.
Lawrence threw for over 260 yards, 3 TDs in that game. Chargers run game. EKELER only averages 53 yards per game, but he hits at 4.5 a run. They want efficiency as much as anything.
There we go. Touchdown Chargers. Austin Ekeler for the 2nd time today. Slam that door shut.
LA doesn't run a lot though, and being Jacksonville's holding backs under 4 a carry, wouldn't expect them to run much this week. There's more to it. I place things in your hands now. The preview continues in the comment section with your analysis and predictions. I exit stage left for hours.